So, because this is something that might need reminding. There are two sections of the course. In order to get a real estate license, basically there's two things you have to do. One is you have to complete 3 college level courses. Right. In our program where you get those credits comes from a company called Career Web Schools. If you've enrolled in the course months ago and you haven't ever logged into Career Web Schools and you're not going through that material, start on it. Right? You need to go through the materials. You're limited as to how fast you can do it. You have to wait a minimum of 18 days from the day you begin the course until you can take the final exam. The final exam is an online open book, cheat as much as you want to final exam. So if you've been in the course for months and you haven't done principles, I'd work on it, right? You understand? It's an open book, online, at home, cheat test, right? I'm just saying. Then when you've done that, you can do practice. That's the second course. You have to wait 2.5 weeks until you can take that final. Just so you know, people oftentimes ask me, do my live classes coincide with principles, practice, or with the college level course? And the answer is no. Then people say, why not? And the answer is it's because it's impossible. Principle and practices are 80% the same course. Same chapters, same examples, same stuff. They're 80% identical. When you get through principles, you'll notice practice is a lot easier. Right? Because it's like the same questions about the same kinds of stuff. The theoretical difference is that practice is supposed to have things that real estate agents do in practice, like lead generation and things like that, marketing, and principles is just supposed to be the principles of real estate. The third course is finance. And again, the quickest you can finish it is 2.5 weeks. My experience has been the people that go through it quicker are more likely to finish than people who take a long time. Just saying, think of it as like a root canal. You want it just done and over with. That's very incisive, isn't it? Anyhow, while you're going through the college level courses, you come to the live classes. The live classes are not college level credit. I don't want them to be, otherwise I would have to have 15 3-hour classes. I'm just telling you, for each one of the college level courses. And most of what's in the college level courses, the Bureau of Real Estate does not care about, won't ask questions about, and once you get a license, you'll never need to know. So the 12 classes are on Wednesday night, 8:15, broadcast on the internet, video replays. There's practice testing through real estate trainers after every class. And if you've never logged into Real Estate Trainers, you should be doing that. After every class, there's subject tests that you could take. There's classes called appraisal theory, right? There's classes on that. After you've gone through all 12 classes and done those testings, there's comprehensive testing, which means it's on all the subjects jumbled together. And then before you go take the test, there's a Saturday workshop, which is a shove I give you right before you take the exam. People say, when is the first class? You can start with any one of them. You can take them in any order. You can repeat them as often as you can stand it. You don't have to begin with lesson number 1. However, you'll notice some people will just start at lesson number 1 because they figure, why not? They're all equally confusing at first. And the college level credit is done by Career Web School. They're approved by the California Bureau of Real Estate to give you credit that the Bureau of Real Estate will accept for the college level courses. I'm not. I don't do college level course. The practice testing comes from real estate trainers. I've been working with them for a really long time, and people that take the exam tell me that their questions looked a lot like the questions on the state exam, and then the classes are what I do here. Now, what this looks like in real life is this is the website. Once you've registered for the course, you have a login. You would go there and click on student login and log in. Can anybody guess what you would click on if you wanted to do the Career Web School college level course? How about the button that says Career Web School? If you click on that, it's going to take you to where you would log in. You did receive, when you signed up for that, a username and password. If you forgot your password, should you call me? Should you write an email to Jennifer? Should you write letters to the Pope, right? Or click on the button that says, I forgot my password, right? I can't tell you how many people who write us emails saying, I forgot my password, what do I do? You know, and I'm like, well, why don't you click on the line that says, I forgot my password? You put in your email address, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to email you either your password or a link. Now, this I've logged in. Where are the license preparation classes? They're all here. By the way, I believe all of you, after you enrolled, got a video called How It Works. I think you did. I know that not everybody watches videos I send them, but it explains this. Here are all the classes, including the math workshop. Don't write me and say it's an old video. I don't like it. They're all it's all old videos. Now, if you don't know where the practice testing is or how to get to it, how about this link here that says practice testing? If you click on it, what you're going to see is an explanation for real estate trainers. And this, if you also received, within a few days after you enrolled, a link to the real estate trainers training. And if you lost it, should you call me or send Jennifer an email, or click on the link, right? And you put it in your email, and your password is your last name. And they're going to let you log in and start doing the training. There's a whole bunch of good stuff, matching words and concepts. There's a lot of fun stuff. If this isn't working for some reason, they have an 800 number. Who cares with cell phones? But you could call them and say, I can't log in, what's wrong, right? That would be better than calling Jennifer or me and saying, I can't log in, what's wrong? Will you call real estate trainers, right? You understand? You could cut out the middleman, and it talks, here's an explanation of all of the training that's done with real estate trainers. If sometimes people say, I want a real textbook. There's a PDF which you get in the college level course. That's why it's only $99. There are people that have paid $750 for the college level courses, right? The reason they're only $99 is because the book is a PDF, but people say to me, I want a real textbook. Click on where it says college level courses. And what I've done, I don't sell them, but they're on Amazon. Right? And what I've done is I've given you a link to the precise textbook that the college level courses uses. You can see it's a highly rated textbook. And you could buy a brand new one, you could buy a used one, I really don't care. But if you want to get your hands on, I need to make that open in a new window. If you want to get your hands on the college actual textbooks, you could probably buy them from bookstores. If you could find a bookstore, you might be able to check them out from the library. You might be able to find them on eBay. I've given you links that you could go right to where they're sold on Amazon. They have new ones, they have used ones. Be my guest, buy a textbook, right? You need to know that very little of what we're doing here is going to be useful to you once you get your real estate license. Once you get your real estate license, we have other training that teaches you what you need to know to actually make money in real estate. These books are not going to be handy reference guides for your real estate career. I'm just telling you, right? So it's not like you really need a nice, clean textbook to keep with you to look up stuff, later. You're not going to, you want to read about the U.S. government survey system later. I don't know. Go ahead. That's what Wikipedia is for, isn't it? Are there any questions about how this works? Yes.
So for the web course is basically we just go off the 3 books, the material. Doesn't really have to do so much with what we're doing in this class. This class is more for the state exam.
Correct. The class is really more for the state exam, but on your principles and practice books and courses, it's going to talk about the U.S. government survey system. It's going to talk about recorded maps. It's going to talk about meets and bounds. All 3 of them have sections on appraisal. They're going to talk about value and market price and the principle of contribution. You're going to see that I'm talking about the same subjects, but I'm not doing it with the mind as I'm going to teach you what's in the college courses, because a lot of that's a waste of time. My focus is teaching you what you need to know to pass the real estate exam. Right, so don't worry about, and people say, I want your classes to fit those books. It's impossible, because the next book, which one? Principles, practice, finance, they all overlap so much that it's don't worry about it. The final exam is an online, open book. You can take it at home. You can buy the book. You can Google search questions. You could call friends and ask them. You get 2.5 hours to get 60 out of 100 questions right. Do you understand? If you got the book right now, and we logged you into the final exam, in 2.5 hours you could find 60 answers in the book, and pass, and then you're done and you go on to the next one. Don't drag it out. Get through it. Get going. The Bureau of Real Estate right now is taking 8 weeks to give people the test date. It's going to take you about 8 weeks to get through the college courses if you do it fast. Right? Do you understand? That's 16 weeks easy, assuming you're not wasting any time before you could take the test. And I have 12 weeks of classes. You have plenty of time. All right?
You have to wait 2.5 weeks between one.
Right. The code says you have to wait 18 days from the day you start a college level course until you can take the final, because they don't want you to take it the same day you signed up, because then it would make it look like it was a silly thing. Right?
So after we finish all 3 courses, 3 college level classes, and we have to wait another 8 weeks to be seated.
Right. Once you finish the 3 college level courses, only then can you apply to take the state test. And right now, and of course they were slow over the holidays, but right now it's taking 8 weeks from when people apply to when they're taking the test. At best, it's been 4 weeks. It's usually it's around 6 or so. Right now, they're a little bit behind. By the way, also, when you're ready to apply to take the state exam, it's okay to call me or Jennifer and come into the office and let us look at your paperwork to help you do it. If you don't fill it out properly, they'll wait about a month to send it back to you. Right? And then after 4 weeks, you'll get it back in the mail, and they'll say you didn't mark paragraph 10. Please mark and resubmit, right? So we see these a lot. Bring it in. We'll help you go through the paperwork so they don't kick it back. Yes?
Also, I heard you guys were talking about like a different class. I don't know if it has something, does it have anything to do with this class?
We have other classes which I've invited some people to come see during the week, this is the how to get a fishing license class. We also have fishing classes. Right, and if you are interested, there's one tomorrow at 9 o'clock in this room. If you said, I'd like to see what a real class looks like for a real estate agent, you're welcome to come and show up. Right, no cost. All right, but I wouldn't spend a lot of time on that, because if you don't want to fill your mind with things you do not need to know. Right, think of it like painting a house. How many coats of paint would you use? More than one. Right, but you would do one at a time, right? So first, get your license. Then we'll start laying other coats on how to make money in the business. What do you need to know to get clients? What do you need to say to them? All that sort of stuff. Yes?
Can you go to Sacramento and apply for the exam?
The question is, can you go to Sacramento to apply for the exam? Certainly you can. They also have an office in Oakland. You could drive there. All of the applications go to Sacramento first, right? So you could overnight it. Driving it there will save you a day. I wouldn't drive, but yeah, then yes, the answer is yes. You can go into their offices and drop it off, and they'll stick it on the file with all the, to be processed.
So it's not bad.
It'll save you, however, the days it takes to mail it is what it's going to save you.
I didn't know if they put it in.
No, they don't do it. They don't. Think of the Department of Motor Vehicles. When you're thinking about the Bureau of Real Estate, think of the Department of Motor Vehicles. That's what they look like. That's how they act. That's what you're dealing with, right? And so it's just the way it is. All right? Yes.
So there's two exams, right? The first one and then the state one,
Right.
right? Okay. The
Right.
state one, you can't take anything in the
You can't take anything, you can't have your cell phone with you. Patty asks, if I don't pass the college level course, is there a time I have to wait until I can retake it? The answer is yes, you have to wait another 18 days. And then they give you a second one to take. But have the book with you. It shouldn't be hard. Right, but you have to wait 2.5 weeks if you fail one of the college level courses. You have to wait 2.5 weeks to take the exam again. What?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you can take as many as possible.
You can take it more often than you get. There's two exams, the final exam and the college level courses. If you fail that, you have to wait 2.5 weeks to take it again. Then there's the state exam. If you fail that, you can take it again, right? You can take it an unlimited number of times, but you don't want to. A long time ago, there used to be a TV commercial, and their line was, some things are better the second time around. This isn't one of those things, right? This is not something you want to do 2, 3, 4 times. You only want to do it one time. Do it once, do it right. Don't ever do it again. All right?
What is the licensing fee again?
The licensing fee is $245. It's $60 to take the exam, $245 to get a license. It's going to cost you $305 to the Bureau of Real Estate to get your real estate license. All right. Was that enough? Cool. Thank you all.
Do you keep track of our scores on the practice test or not?
I don't know. The computer probably does. Real estate trainers might know, but they don't tell me. Actually, they do, and I put it on our Facebook business page.